Hi, my name is Alexis. My job is to help you get back with your ex, and in this video I'm going to explain you the secret that your ex doesn't want you to know. Sometimes we feel in the dark when it comes to understanding our ex. We try to reconnect, we try to see them, we try to get a meeting with them, we ask our friends about what they're up to, we spy on their social networks, but what we see, all those signs, are just one piece of a very complex puzzle, and you have to understand that your ex won't be always honest with you, that your ex won't always tell you the truth, and I'll explain you exactly what they have in their mind that they want to tell you after the jingle.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So the first thing that I mentioned is that your ex won't be always honest with you. I'm going to explain that in 1 minute, but before, I want to remind you that I put together a quiz for you to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. The quiz takes literally 2 minutes to complete. It's in the link is in the description of the video. You answer about 20 questions, and then you have a score and also tips associated with your score on what you should be doing next. It's totally free, and you get the result immediately. So if you're not sure, I suggest you take the quiz rather than just being in the dark, as I mentioned. At least you have some guidance as well on what you should be doing next. So, is your ex flirting with someone? That could be what they're up to right now, but they're not so sure. They want to meet someone, but they feel there's an inner conflict within themselves. It's always like that. They don't want to hurt you. They were the one who took the decision to break up with you, and that's why they have those sort of mixed signal. They have this sort of hot and cold behavior because they don't want to hurt you. They are very scared about how they could handle the communication with you. They don't want to show their doubts. We hate human beings to be wrong. And so whenever they realize that they made the mistake to break up with you, it's very hard for them to acknowledge that. And also, one of the other reasons that sometimes they're not honest with us is they're afraid that you'll be too pushy. Maybe you were too clingy at the breakup, you pleaded and begged a lot, and so they're scared that if they reach out, you might cross their boundaries, you might overstep, you might be really into the drama type of conversation and interaction, and they don't want this. The second thing is they will never tell you that they miss you, and by experience, they will miss you. By experience, working with a lot of clients, whenever they tell me, whenever they get back with their ex, and they had the discussion on how did you feel after the breakup and so like, honestly, the feeling, the emotions are almost similar. They have a hard time with the breakup too. You have to understand that it's not because they make the decision that they enjoy that time. After the breakup, maybe a few days, couple of weeks, they'll enjoy in a way because there was some tension building up, reaching to the decision or to the announcement of breaking up. And yes, there's a release phase. But after that, honestly, they have the same sort of bereavement period that you go through. And so it's really about the abandonment mechanics, the psychological mechanism of abandonment, similar to the one of death, as I mentioned. They are the ones who left, so you feel abandoned as well, but their feeling will be coming after. They have this release period, and then they'll have this fear of abandonment, this realization that you're no longer there, that now they're facing the reality of their decision, the consequences of this decision, and that will create the same anxiety, the same feeling that you might have right now. So trust me, they will have this, they will come to that same feeling, same stage of bereavement in a way. You have to understand that it comes a little bit later. So if you see your ex, really happy, or they really want to push back, it's just because they want to have this time of breathing, and then they're going to be sad. But they never admit that. Sometimes at night they think about you. So the thing is, when we are alone with our thoughts, this is when we think and have those thoughts of nostalgia, Sometimes, it could be just minutes or moments. Sometimes it's everything that reminds them of you. They replay the discussions, the fights, the joys, the places you visited, the restaurants, your intimacy. It is happening to every single dumper. And I say that with the caveat that you had a strong relationship. You were both in love. You had future, you had plans, and so you had something really strong. And you have to understand that your ex, even though they might have said awful things, they might do really, they might come across as very distant right now, they still have those thoughts. They can't forget you from one day to another. And they will have, at some stage during the day, thoughts about you, things that will bring them back with you. Exactly the same way you do, And it's not because they took the decision to break up with you that they don't have those thoughts. So in a way, you are sharing the same experience. You're just different shoes, but you're sharing the same experience. They are hurt of the failure of the relationship. And it is true again, even though they made the decision to break up with you, breaking up with someone means that the relationship was in a way a failure. I don't believe failure is the right term, but in a way it's when you get back, when you're with someone and you have a project with that person, you want to build a future together, and you end up breaking up with that person, it's some sort of a failure. So again, life doesn't get rosy after the breakup, even if you're the one who leaves. It's really, that's the thing you have to understand. You might not believe that right now because you feel that they took the decision, they look happy, they're hanging out with friends, well, like I'm here sitting at home, depressed and stuff like that. But honestly, deep inside, it's really, really hard for them as well. They realize very quickly, that it's going to be very hard for them to find someone as good as you. And again, I'm taking the assumption that you guys had a strong relationship. If you watch this video and you've been together for a month or two, honestly, I'm not the right person to help you. And I would actually, because the thing is, I can't really help you because that would be sort of a bet. When I work with my clients and they have like a strong history with that person, then we can use that. We can use that because they have built something. It's just about how we can fix the tiny the tiny things in the relationship that made their ex to split. But otherwise, if you've been together for less than 6 months, is really, because between 0 and 6 months, it's really the honeymoon phase, and we reveal our true self after 6 months usually. And you can build something really strong after that, meaningful stuff, projects and stuff like that. So before that, it would be maybe easier for them to find someone as good as you. So in a way, for 6 months, it's sort of a crash test. If you pass the 6 months, it's a strong relationship, and then it's going to be very hard for them to find someone as good as you, who they can build the same sort of meaningful interaction. And they are afraid of failing. They had this relationship with you and they feel like, okay, am I ready to move on with someone? It might be a drama again. The other thing that they will realize very quickly is that even though at the breakup they feel like you're all to blame, everything is because of you, because of what you have done, what you haven't done, what you said, your behavior, the environment, whatever. And rarely they say like, it's because of me. Usually it's me, it's not you. It's for relationships that are shorter than 6 months, where you just want to find an excuse to break up with that person because you know that's not the right person. When it's like people who are engaged and have kids or things like that, they don't say that it's not me, it's you. They say like, you've done that, I've changed, I don't want this, so I'm gone. After a month or two, after the breakup, they realize, well, actually looking retrospectively at the situation, I was also the one creating that toxic environment. It was also because of how I reacted to those events that my ex, or you, reacted this way. So in a way, it's a bit of 50-50. And I start to realize that. They will never tell you that. They will never admit that. at least at the beginning of when it's the recovery phase. So it's really important to really maybe pause this. This slide is so important for you to acknowledge those things. It's difficult for them to find someone as good as you. They are scared of failing again. And they now realize that it's 50-50. The reason of this breakup is also coming from them. The number 5 is that they're wondering what's happening with you. And again, they would never admit that they are curious about what you're up to. They think about you. Because that would be admitting that they were wrong to leave if they admit that they're thinking about you. Again, people, your ex, will never admit that they were wrong. We hate to say like, okay, I made a mistake, I made the wrong judgment, sorry. It's really hard for us to go back to our decision, and I think there's a psychological trait. When you make a decision, then you always try to confirm that decision. When you make a bet on a team, for example, that the study is coming from that, psychological study, when you make a bet on a team, once you place the bet, you always overestimate the team you bet on. Exactly the same. So when we make a decision, we always want to confirm that we made the right decision. And this is why when you don't do the right things after the breakup, you will basically provide ammunition for your ex, or proof from your ex to your ex that actually you're not the right person for them. If you do no contact, if you're mature, if you're growing, then they will start to realize, oh, actually all my assumptions were completely wrong. Okay, so they'll spy on you on social media, maybe not as much as you do, but they will want to see what you're up to. They have also this craving to know what you're up to. We are often tempted to post a lot to make our ex think, and again, it's like not doing no contact, or feed him with our life. You know, this is what I'm up to. You know, I want you to see what I'm up to. I want you to have news about me. But the thing is, it can have an opposite effect. What you have to understand is very important. That's why I highlight it. Maybe your ex blocked you from social media and from WhatsApp or Instagram, Facebook. It's just that they don't want to don't want to be reminded of the bad decision they make. Maybe they are in a stage where they are starting to realize that they fucked it up. But seeing you progressing, working on yourself is really painful for them. And that's why they prefer not to see it. I'll explain the other way around. If they didn't even care about you, if they had really no feelings whatsoever towards you, they decide to break up with you and they see your life on social media and stuff like that. Why would they? And so basically it doesn't bother them, it doesn't affect them. So they don't need to block you, right? Why would they block you? They block you because it affects them. So think about the reason of why they blocked you. Are they blocking you because you spam them? So that's a mistake that we do after a breakup. Or are they blocking you because you're just having your own life, maybe showcasing your happy life, and that hurts them? So you have to find the right balance between showcasing and being, working on yourself, because I think the main work is within yourself. So you don't have to show about, taking a selfie with your therapist. But it's really about, sometimes you have to understand that sometimes they block you because it projects them that they made a wrong decision. So that could be the case for you. And actually, let's do that. If you feel that your ex blocked you because of that reason, I'd love for you to comment, because I know a lot of people who are watching this video might be blocked, and they think that it's because their ex don't love them or rejects them, which actually it's slightly different, even though a lot more different. So yeah, I'd love if you can comment, and because I want to know basically the proportion of people who are blocked because they spam their ex, or blocked because their ex thinks that they don't want to hear about them because it hurts them. The Dumpee learns and progress. So if you're a Dumpee and you're watching this video, it is great. It's the proof that you are learning, that you are curious, that you want to grow, that you are smarter perhaps than them in that way. So you watch videos like this one, you can see a lot of people who watch my videos, they also see a therapist, they see a coach. They really want to do that inner work of understanding, of progressing, of moving forward, of growing, questioning yourself. And your ex doesn't, in a way. And so what it means is that you're increasing, you're working on yourself. You use that breakup not so much as something that will block you, but as something that will help you to grow. And that is the most important thing you can do. The best gift you can make to yourself is to really use that time to be working towards getting better, to be improving, to learn. It's so important. You know, we all need to spend our lives learning. And that's what you're doing right now, watching videos online. And I just want to congratulate you on that, because that's, you know, you're doing the right things. You're trying to learn, you're trying to progress. And you're moving towards the next goal. And by doing that, honestly, that's how you increase the chance you have to get back with your ex. Because by doing that, you're the one who is moving forward, you're the one who's progressing, you're the one who's trying to fix things. And your ex will soon realize. And very often, not very often, but in few cases, my clients, they work so much that they don't need their ex, or they don't want their ex anymore. And they find someone different, not better, but they find someone different, and they are really happy about their choice. Because they grew, because they understood, and because that breakup, they had that motivation to use that breakup as a wake-up call, as something to grow and learn, versus something that would destroy them. And of course, if you need any help, and I mentioned, you know, therapist, coach, don't hesitate to contact me. You have some links and some contact details in the description, and I'd love to help you out. It's how we can use that breakup to motivate you rather than breakup to destroy you. That's the point I wanted to make. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.